trying to carjack a victim vehicle, holding on. You're gonna get dude, get on the ground! In policing, very early in your career, you realize that disputes amongst family members or people who know each other can escalate very quickly. Most of the time, they're just verbal, but sometimes they escalate to a point where it turns into a police pursuit, an attempted carjacking, and then an officer-involved shooting. This video's never been seen before on the internet. This is one of those.
Why are you guys running from John?
Psychotic. He needs help.
Okay, come back here.
He tried to kill me last night.
Let's talk to this guy.
That's really good. He called them back to him because there's so many unknowns where they are, and have them in the middle, it could be a challenge. So that's good policing that I see. High police IQ, I like it.
Hey, does John have any weapons right now?
No, well, yeah, there's probably knives and stuff in the house.
John carry. Hey, John. What's going on right now?
He will fight back.
Hey, Tino, stop that car if he takes off.
Clear copy 20.
Wait, 13, clear copy 20.
Thanks.
Wait, 13, we have one taken off. 2878, David William 589. It's a gold colored police officer. It's gonna be the metal half.
What's the DOT?
We are going eastbound on Aspenwood.
I copy eastbound, but I couldn't hear the street name.
19, I'll have traffic.
No traffic. We're doing about 30. Copy southbound Jasper. Sam 211.
Good job by the officers. He returned to the residence where this initially happened, and that happens very frequently. There was an officer there ready, and you saw that the officer was on gun when the suspect pulled back up. Very good policing to have someone there standing by.
John, turn the fucking car off!
Turn the fucking car off now!
Hey, Tino, I'm gonna get your 40.
Something I'd like you to take note of, in the right-hand corner of your screen, it says Axon, Fleet, and it has some numbers next to it. Those numbers are gonna identify the different unit. You're gonna see several different views of this. Watch the different ones and you can identify which officer is which officer.
Turn your car off.
There's a verbal proximity between the X and the Mel half. The Mel's extremely uncooperative.
Hey, girls, go back there, please.
The Mel's uncooperative.
Go, go, go.
Going 13, we're taking off again. Going westbound on Shadywood.
Check the last way. And we're going to be going west
Castlewood. Speed's 15.
Copy westbound Castlewood.
Northbound Rosewood. 15 miles an hour, no pedestrian traffic. Westbound Stonebridge, no pedestrian traffic. Road is dry and clear.
235-1's going to be 273.5 and possible 245.
Northbound Harlan from Stonebridge. Speeds 25 miles an hour. No pedestrian traffic. Traffic is light and yielding.
Very good stuff. The officer's super calm, clear on the radio, direction of travel, speed, conditions, and that the traffic is yielding to whatever's going on as they're chasing after this vehicle.
Copy, continuing westbound Stonebridge.
Just blew the stop sign at Slate. We're going to be going to 35, continuing northbound.
Turn.
119, continuing northbound, passing UPS, speeds 55. Traffic is light and yielding.
So this is interesting for you to understand. In pursuits, it's usually a primary unit and a secondary unit. And what's interesting about that is we were seeing the POV, or the point of view, of both vehicles. What's interesting about that is sometimes the primary unit will call out the pursuit, and sometimes the secondary unit will call out the pursuit, because the primary has to be much more aware, I guess, because they're on the car. And I've been in a lot of pursuits, and it is a lot easier for the secondary to call it. And sometimes if you're the primary and you're not super sure of the streets, you can ask the secondary, can pass it off to them, say, hey, give their call sign, say, hey, can you call this for me? And then they'll call out the pursuit. The other thing is we should start looking to see if there's going to be a pit, because that would be a good idea here. And when I say pit, pursuit intervention technique, or some people say precision intervention technique, where the vehicle is actually spun out. We'll see.
Copy, northbound passing the UPS.
And stand by for the next turn. We're going to be going westbound.
On rock. And he wrong way for a second here.
Copy westbound Bronson. We have CHP units at 121.
It looked like they did attempt to pit him. The pit did not stop the vehicle completely, but it did cause some damage. A lot of people ask, why doesn't the airbag deploy in a pit? And it can if there's crash force, but a pit is not made that you crash into the vehicle. It's rotational force where you spin the vehicle out. You're matching the speed and you get spun out. And every officer has to get certified in pit, and you have to be in a car that gets pitted. It's incredibly jarring. It throws off your equilibrium. It's really fun and also a strange experience if you're in a training environment.
13 with this vehicle. We're going to be on southbound 5 on-ramp from Ross Road.
Updated one's going to be 245 on an officer.
Ross, unit 10.
The updated one's going to be 245 on an officer.
10-4, do we want CHP to take over?
Pay for him, we'll take whatever agency.
Taking a tip.
10-4, they're in the lead, but they want to know for sure if you want them to take over, they'll take primary.
Yeah, it looks like his vehicle's partially disabled with the alignment. We're going to be continuing southbound 5 from Ross, speed 78. Traffic is medium and yielding.
That was really mature policing there. The dispatcher asked, and I don't know if you caught it radio ear, if you want CHP, California Highway Patrol, to take over the primary of the pursuit. And the officer was ready to relinquish the control of the primary of the pursuit to CHP, a different jurisdiction. Most officers don't want to do that. If it's my pursuit, I want to do it. And it's really mature to see under the circumstances, he believes it was best for CHP to take the primary. That's great stuff. You rarely see that. It's good.
He's getting a little squirrely right now. I think he might TC. Keeps going faster.
I'm trying to give him a little bit, and I'll hold the number 2 lane if he holds number 1.
19, if there's any additional units on side streets, if they want to try to parallel us, in case this guy foot bails onto Manthe. Looks like we're passing Lathrop now, so we're heading towards Louise, I-5 South. We're going to be number 1 lane, weave into the number 2 lane.
Boy, 13, his tires are coming apart.
Copy,
He's going to be off on his shoulder. He's foot bailing. Cross towards the median, trying to carjack somebody.
I copy, he's foot building and there's unit covering once the DOD.
He's trying to carjack a victim vehicle, holding on.
Be trying to carjack the victim vehicle once the description.
You're gonna get fucking dude! Hey! You're gonna get fucking Get on the fucking ground! Get on the fucking ground! Get on the fucking, don't fucking move! Don't fucking move! Ah, bro, why you move forward!
EMS code 3, I-5 South, just south of Louise. Yeah, I'm gonna get the iPad. Yeah. You got gloves? I got small ones.
In custody. Wow. A whole bunch of stuff went on there. Definitely want to cover some of it. One of the things that I gotta say is how incredibly calm these officers are after this super high adrenaline situation that occurred. I gotta see more of how this goes down. IFAC is an individual first aid kit. I meant to mention that one of the officers asked for one of those.
You alright? Hey, are you okay?
I got my car fixed, bro.
Hey, it's okay. Hey, do me a favor, just stay right here. We'll take care of you.
Come on, your knees. Bro, I can't breathe.
Hey, chill.
Right. It's a ledge. Put your legs over here this way. Alright. You'll be alright.
1 to 2 rounds. This direction. Nobody outstanding. Nobody outstanding.
Anybody else? Just you? Where you
Yeah.
get at?
So the sergeant is on scene and he's like, how many rounds did you fire? Because it's important to see if the rounds ended up anywhere else. We have so many people in this open freeway. That's an important question to ask. And I'm sure that they're canvassing to see if any rounds did not hit their intended target.
Scissors? Give me scissors. Give me the scissors.
Fuck! Hey, what's your name, buddy? Juan? Juan, what's your last name?
I can't breathe, dog.
What's your last name, Juan?
They're going to be southbound I-5 just south of Louise.
You're good? Probably the right dude for that job. Yeah.
Can I sit on the car,
Juan,
man?
what's your last name, buddy?
Can we stand on the car?
Juan, what's your last
Can I
name?
stand on the car?
Just tell you, listen to me.
I know, Juan Valdez.
Juan Valdez?
I'd like you to take note of this. The officers that were involved in chasing this person down and getting involved in this shooting and witnessing the carjacking, they're the ones doing first aid, and they're being extraordinarily compassionate and kind, and they're risking themselves because they don't know if he has any communicable diseases, but they're still in the mix helping this guy out. These are the things that I believe should be noted about policing, because police catch so much flack.
Grab the other arm. Stand up and just sit him against the
My arm, bro.
Let's sit him right here. Let's sit him right here.
No,
he wants to sit, like stand. Right here. Sit down. Sit down.
Right here,
Better if you sit, bro.
No, it's not. I can't. My arm's broken.
Sit down. Sit down.
I'm not gonna do nothing, bro.
Sit down. I know you're not.
Fucking son's a Marine, dog.
All this, please. Check my arm. Hold it.
No, it's fucking.
Let's check. Let's check.
You on you, buddy? You're okay, right?
Yeah, I'm fine. I mean, yeah, I'm fine.
What was he trying? He was trying to carjack you.
Yeah, he was trying to carjack my shit. Okay. My door's locked.
No, not the Visa.
Oh, shit. No problem.
Only American Express, buddy. Payment from him.
Okay. I just want to get your phone number. I'll get your.
You big dog?
Yeah. All right.
It's a little shaky.
Good. I got fucking numbing for a minute there. Yeah.
So the officer to the left of the screen, I believe, is the officer that was involved, that discharged his firearm, and the officer next to him is a second unit that pulled up right after he started discharging his firearm.
Hey, here's this guy's info. Hey, I'll get photos of his car and everything.
Did you get photos of the scene? Let's get photos of the scene first. You're not the towed?
I think you can still drive. You can still drive. He pulled over.
So a couple things I'd like to cover. This is an OIS, or officer involved shooting. I have been in 2 of my own, and I have been the sergeant over several. The normal practice is the officer that discharges their firearm, you get them to a neutral location as quickly as possible. It appears that the officer that discharges firearm is performing a lot of the tasks here, and in most jurisdictions, that is not the case. That officer is removed from the area. That crime scene is completely taped off, and criminalistics, crime scene peeps, shout out to you guys. They come and then they start to do their thing. And then the super high level investigators on the department, it's either the homicide people, the people who do those types of investigations come and do them, especially on bigger departments. That's how, and they have specific teams for officer involved shootings, people who are specialized in that kind of investigation. That's how it normally occurs.
I'm gonna get 90 pictures of this whole car, dude.
We'll take care of all that. Don't worry about that right now, because there's a bigger picture of this.
Yeah.
So we're gonna leave everything here. He's in CAD. Let me get free. You have it. You have the first and last.
Which guy, him?
Yeah.
I never heard back.
That's because you got long sleeves, bro. Couldn't see that one.
Can I get oxygen?
Went through and through.
Through and through?
Alright. So he's got one in the abdomen here, and he's got a through and through right here. Okay. Relax.
Hell yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, my one in the abdomen and one in your arm, correct?
So there's something interesting that I'd like to share with you. So you know that this initially started at a residence, and there were people who had called on this person. Now there's likely an officer who is there doing a report, getting witness statements or whatever. This happens frequently. That officer has a radio on it. If they don't have an earpiece, then what's broadcast on the radio, the people at that location could potentially hear. And I'm not saying that this is what happened. I'd like you to have this kind of information because these things happen. And it could be broadcast over the air. Suspect is doing this. Suspect has just been. These things happen, and then you see the people at the scene freaking out. The officer at that scene has to deal with that situation. So it's just another dynamic. I'm not saying that that's what happened here, but understand that there is another scene that we saw earlier, which was where this originated, and those kinds of things happen.
I'll make the calls.
I mean, he's arrested, so. I mean, whatever you guys gotta do.
I got to start pretty shaken out too.
Or at least change it. So we'll go back to that.
Take up.
You go chase. He's gonna.
Take.
Fired this way. So I think we're good with 2 and 3. So you want just tape from the
Sarge?
Yeah.
It starts back there closer to the on-ramp.
On-ramp?
Yeah, that's where it's.
Were you blocking right here? Right here. Was somebody were you blocking the on-ramp?
Whoever was blocking the on-ramp was smart.
So what the sergeant was saying, and I'm just trying to decipher from what I see here, is that they're trying to rope off as much as they can of the crime scene. They want the entire crime scene to be roped off. And when he's saying, I think we're okay with 2 and 3, I think he means the number 2 and number 3 travel lane. And when you count travel lanes, you count like you're reading a book, 1, 2, 3. So I think he's talking about they're good with just taking the 2 and 3 travel lane, and then they can open up one of the travel lanes. That's my guess. If someone was at this scene or has more information on this, please be happy to add it to the comments. I'm just trying to go off what I believe from what I heard.
Whole line of freeway is not. I told Sarge, we got to get you back to the PD.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hang out to the side. So, do you guys? Hey, why don't you guys take what's here right now? Take that. Sorry.
We'll deal with it later.
Yeah, I mean, it's all upside down.
Picture
now.
done?
I didn't, so I stopped because that's gonna be.
Okay.
I just didn't want him to jump in and leave without getting.
Thank you for not missing.
Are you guys okay? Is everybody
We're
okay?
good.
Was it
Yeah.
all?
I don't know if you caught that, but the one officer said, thank you for not missing. And I found it really interesting that he said that. What I'm gonna do is go back and show you why I think that he may have said that. If you look at this segment here, when the officer is discharging his firearm, you hear me talk about crossfire all the time. That other officer's vehicle is pulling up and a round was discharged at the suspect. And the other officer's vehicle was pulling up and the suspect took the round. And I believe that's why he's saying, thank you for not missing. From that segment that you just saw, you can see the arriving officer and the officer discharging his firearm, suspect in the middle. This creates a crossfire situation. And although the officer said it in jest, because the suspect ended up catching the rounds that the officer discharged.
There's no damage to this thing at all.
I mean, it's like, it was, the majority of it was on the push bumper.
That's.
It's the way that I angled it, it was.
These are my new favorite cars, dude. I expected a lot. And then he got me on the right.
Yeah.
And I got him on the left. The purple car.
Yeah.
Sure you don't want to stay for a couple more years?
I'm just glad you're okay. Everybody's okay.
Yeah, I'm glad this driver's okay.
Seemed like he was willing to do anything to get away. So
these are the two officers, the two primary that arrived at the scene. And I just have to say, you have to be really cautious of the banter after. That's why I'm really surprised that the officer that discharged firearm is still at the scene, because something that he says that's benign can be taken in the wrong way. I've seen it happen before. So it's just something to be cautious of at scenes.
Do you guys have any extra guys that could help, like, transport my officers back to sequester? Yeah, absolutely.
I'm good. I don't have to transport me, yeah. Just get off right here.
Yeah, but I can't have you drive your car. We're leaving everything where it is. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll want our guys to hang out with him until their reps show up.
Already SO units there, but you can take
You hang out with him?
Got it. They're at
DCSA anyway, so.
and
Where's your second officer?
How much room you got?
Huh?
How much room you got?
Front seat. Why, you want to take your stuff?
Oh, good God.
Let me move my car up.
The police lunch, it's a very common casualty. The most common casualty you can imagine. Driving, rushing to scenes, and getting cold. This is a very common thing here.
what do you need? Let me know, and I'll make sure that we have it.
I think you're coming back too.
Yeah, but I'll coordinate it with either Simeon or.
So technically, I don't want to leave this in here.
We have to.
The rifle?
Yeah, we have to leave.
I'm not leaving the chicken bowls.
We gotta leave our cars the way they are.
I'm leaving the chicken bowls.
He tried to 215 him on the freeway. His car became disabled. Tried to 215 one car. That car was able to get away. Everyone was merging because they saw us chasing it. And then he tried to 215 this dude right here. And then. Yep.
So I found this very, very interesting case because this department, I believe it's called Lathrop, California Police Department. They're a new department. They used to be the San Juan County Sheriffs. I believe that they decided to just incorporate their own police department, and that's a newer police department. Obviously, these officers have experience. They may have pulled them from other places. And I just saw some really, really good stuff from them. I believe that they represented themselves well. There were some challenges. Obviously, I mentioned the challenges that I saw, but I think that these guys are just a group of people who maybe came from different departments and came together, and hopefully they got the best of the best. One of the things that a lot of people don't realize is that after this scene starts to wind down, the people who still are there for hours and hours and hours are the crime scene people, the criminalistics people who gather all the evidence, take the actual photos, and do the things that end up in court. So I'd like to take a moment to shout those people out. I know there was a CSI show, and that was definitely a show. There was some good stuff about it, but I'd like to say that those people end up being unsung heroes because after all of the glitz and glamour, they're still there collecting evidence and doing the things that help a case be solid. So I'd like to take a moment to shout out the people who work crime scenes and work criminalistics. And I'd like to encourage people, especially young people who want to go into law enforcement, to consider that as a career. If you don't want to be out slapping handcuffs on people and running and gunning and doing those kinds of things, criminalistics is a great place to have a long, wonderful career in law enforcement. So I wish you well if that's something that you decide to do. If you like this kind of content, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click on the video that's on your screen for more content just like this.